Good morning. I'm on my drive back to what I call St. Augie Dog. St. Augie Dog. St. Augie Dog, also known as St. Augustine, Florida. I stole that St. Augie Dog narrative from a good friend of mine known as Jeremy Varnador. He's also known as Ancient City Serpents. He kind of runs the snakes in the city of Old St. Augustine. He has a lot of pet snakes and used to work with me at the Wolf's Museum of Mystery. And I'm kind of astral traveling, if you will, through my personal narratives and accessing my personal goals and my personal interests. I wanted to say a thank you to those of you who have been so supportive of me and being agents to my happiness and granting wishes off my Amazon wish list and not expecting anything in return. And can I give a personal shout out for that? You know, I don't really know if the person wants their name exposed on all the time, who's doing what, or maybe you don't really need that. You know, I'm not really sure who you are. You know, I just want to say thank you, especially for the food. You know, it's really great to be eating cleaner. I can definitely notice a huge difference in myself when I'm eating more intelligently instead of mindlessly giving into my sugar cravings and my personal desires. I've also been in this process of basically regenerating. I'm attempting to eliminate like so many clothes and so many material things. I'm actually trying to get smaller right now. It's where do we begin, you know? How about, let's start from the top, right? So, I just did this beautiful thing, okay? I met this person who lives in another state in Washington who I've kind of been crazy in love with for a long time. And we've only met once until now, where I had just did something that was on my bucket list, okay? Something that was on my bucket list was to book a flight the next day and to book a one-way. And I did exactly that. Without any thought or attachment to a story, etc. I'll admit I had some things go wrong. Like the plane that I was supposed to arrive in on, it suddenly needed a tire change and there was like a 6-hour delay. So I had to I chose to switch the flight for $100 increase. So shout out to any of you, or plug for any of you who would like to reimburse me for my trip and my expenses. I was going to plant the seed next that it's become relevant or an intention of mine to move to Bellingham, Washington. Oof, nothing I can do now. Make a boo-boo. It's okay. But in order to do so, it's becoming understood that it's in my best interest to set appropriate goals, right? Like, it would be wisest to generate an amount of savings, I suppose, in case things don't work out and I need to move back. But at the same time, there's part of me that is completely fearless and has this superior faith that everything's going to work out. But still, it's obviously better to be smart, right? or maybe at least save up first, last, and security, or like come up with some kind of like really established plan. So I'm going to tell everybody, please stop the purchases off the wish list. Please stop purchasing nonsense material objects. Please, I am not a person who enjoys collecting material objects. I enjoy to collect memories and experiences, and I am very hungry to travel and to access these desires that I have, and to give myself permission to have all these things. But straight up, if this is what I'm doing, if this is 100% of what I'm doing, then yes, I cannot make these next moves without your support and without your help. So I'm not asking for handouts. You know, I'm offering intuitive readings. I'm offering to generate content, or if you just want to like pay back for what I've already given, if you already got like a lot out of everything that I've already given. You know, it's not like I'm really endorsed or sponsored by anybody. I'm kind of just like a one-girl show. And I'm obviously establishing additional options of generating income outside of doing my personal energy work and all the other things that some would label my purpose and my intention. What if I went like this? I'm trying to drown out their music, you know? What is this, dude? Now what? Yeah, I thought so. Oh ho ho! Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going through all these different experiences, and I'm watching, I'm noticing, I'm seeing all these things. Yes, I'm very hungry with desire to make drastic changes, and frankly, like, it all starts with me. So in many ways, I just need like constant positive reinforcement. And some of that may mean, like, yes, obviously I need financial backing, right? What's going on? I'm trying, okay? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's a false narrative if you tell yourself you can multitask. I know there's a lot of people that can multitask, and yes, you obviously can multitask, as you can see, but you're never going to be 100% present and give everything your 100%. You might be able to be 99, but I'm sorry, you'll never be 100%. Gotta tighten up. Alright. This way. Oh, there's just so much stress. And yeah, I've been using food to escape the emotions, and just, it's not good for me. And to fix it, I feel a need to focus on fitness. Not that like I'm gaining an excessive amount of weight, but I'm just definitely noticing changes in my personal body and how I personally feel about myself and how I feel about my own personal sexuality, sensuality, and all the states of being of that I am. I'm also in this, like, as I stated before, this regenerative process, which means I'm in this ultimate process of elimination. Like, I am starting to let go of all these material things that I just don't need. Like, I have like 7 black t-shirts. Like, let's use that as an example, right? Like, I really don't need that many black t-shirts, and like, I probably don't even wear half of them. You know, I'm actually trying to change my wardrobe completely, and there's some things that I really like. So like, when I find those, you know, I try to like, I guess you could say, get a few of them. Like, for example, I really love these, like, 1 pair of white pants. So I thought it'd be smart if I just got like 3 pairs of those same pants, you know, because sometimes for me it's hard to find things that I really like and things that fit. I mean, there's a lot of different circumstances, and it's just been a very enlightening experience, you know, experiencing all these new things for the first time. I probably work best off of questions, which is why it might be important for me to go live soon. I just wanted to let it off my chest that, I mean, what can I say? I'm very happy. I'm very taken back by the experiences that I have gotten to have. I'm releasing all of my expectations, so there's no, I'm attempting to eliminate every aspect where I could possibly set myself up to be dropped, you know? Like, I'm not gonna count my chickens before they hatch, if you will. I feel like I have a lot to do and a lot to catch up on. I feel like there's a couple different videos that I really want to make, but frankly, just staying centered and focused, and like, again, being the one girl show, like, a lot of times all this just gets really old. Right now I'm excessively tired. Maybe not excessively tired, but obviously pretty tired, because I never slept. I think I slept until like 11 or 12. You know, I could be wrong. I don't even know, to be honest. I wasn't really paying attention how early I woke up this morning. I just know that I haven't slept since then, since yesterday. So, I have this brownie thing. Like, keep checking, like, what's in it. Has kava, skullcap, St. John's wort, melatonin. There's a bunch of stuff in here, but it's called a half-baked brownie. Apparently there's no CBDs though. I haven't seen any CBDs. I put it on my wish list because I thought there were CBDs in it. I can't lie, but it seems like there's not. But supposedly it helps you sleep. And yeah, my ego, it wants to know what it tastes like. It wants to know. Oh man, I'm gonna make a mess. Plus, the ego obviously wants to sleep. It says a story like, listen, I need to sleep. I can't stay up until late. Very chocolatey. Tastes like a real brownie. ago, she keeps talking bad about me, dude. She keeps telling me, Trina, your lipstick is wrong. Like, one lip is bigger than the other. Like, what do you think you're doing trying to put on lipstick in the car before the sun comes up? What are you thinking? Why do you think you need that, girl? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Oh, yeah, let's give it. Oh. Hey, this thing is sneaky. It tastes too good. This thing could knock me out. Who knows? Let's find out. Alright. I ate half of it. I don't know how strong it is, but I'm imagining by the time it kicks in, I'll be home. Yes, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know what you did. Sending out my personal energy to you. Thank you. I'm imagining you're sleeping right now, so therefore right now would be a perfect time for you to be receiving that energy, so that when you wake up you'll feel excessively rejuvenated. I'm going to attempt to build my Amazon wish list, especially as we start approaching the holiday, because there are some like toys that obviously would be counting as investments for me, and it won't make me feel like I'm just hoarding material things. Like if you give me something and I feel like it's not for me, like I'm just the kind of person who's gonna make sure that somebody else gets it that's gonna use it. I don't like to waste anything. I'll admit I'm not big on selling stuff. Like, the truth is I need to learn to sell things. I mean, truth is, like, if I work for a shop, I can sell things all day long, right? I can work for corporations. But when it comes to, like, taking my personal item and then listing it on this virtual website where people can look at my things, nah, it's tedious work to me. Tedious. I'm not a huge fan of it. But it just shows you how important it is. I'm going to have to work through it and try to, like, face it in order to grow. So I have a lot of ideas. I just need to start doing more. But I realize I can't really do more until I get some rest. But it's going to be hard to rest, right? Like, I am so stressed out. Like, should I just tell the truth? Like, I haven't been working for like a month because I was expecting to get surgery this month, but they're not going to cover the fees. The health insurance isn't going to cover the fees of anesthesia, and it's not going to cover the fees. I think it's like $300 to the facility as well, plus anesthesia and plus like some other fees. And frankly, I'm just like not really in a space to really get cut open right this second. I've decided to make some additional changes. You know, my ankle honestly isn't really hurting that bad right this second, and if I can get it taken out in the future, that'd be great. If I have to pay thousands of dollars to do so in my older age, so be it. But that just means I'm gonna need financial assistance, right? At least until like I get on my feet 100%, you know what I mean? And like, I have like all these like questionable inner narratives, I guess you could say. Like, a lot of financial guidance books mention like how a person should have like $100,000 saved at all times, and I'm certainly very far from there. But I like the idea of having that cushion and establishing that regimen. But at the same time, I find pride in like how I don't need money to be happy. I don't need to be going out to eat or buying this or buying that in order to be happy. exercising mindfulness has been one of the most effective and most helpful things. And I've been studying some new subjects. Ramachandran, I believe that's how I pronounce it. Wow, it's been amazing to listen to him. And what I'll do is I'll start tweeting more so you can have some more of those experiences. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably post it to facebook.com/ILoveTrinaMason, and then that will automatically post to Twitter. So whichever way you really want to tune in, it's up to you. I am eager to be doing more yoga and to be returning to school and to be doing all these things. But again, it's complicated, right? Boundaries, establishments. I'm trying to like get my borders together. Like, I feel like I'm stuck at a fork in the road, you know? Like, either I need you guys to step up your game and support me financially, emotionally, physically, and I don't mean buy me stuff, okay? I need help paying the bills. I need to make $1,500 a month minimum. And like, that might not even include grocery money, to be honest. I'd have to put things on paper a little bit better. But I'm gonna say $1,500, you know, and like, that's with some groceries. Maybe not eating like the best of the best, all organic or anything super mindful like that. But just to cover all of the expenses, all the bills. And yeah, since Mother's Day, I've kind of been in like this super funk, right? And I've been in like this big catharsis of like tearing apart old layers of myself. And yeah, I'm like, I'm at this fork in the road. Am I going to keep being a mermaid? Like, am I going to reach out to parents and keep pushing out business cards and push my business of being a birthday party person? You know, I'm almost 30. I'm like 27, you know what I mean? I'll be turning 28 in February. So I'm just like thinking, you know, like, what am I going to do, you know? I've even had ideas of going to somewhere like a temporary agency, like Labor Ready or someplace like that, and then looking for like a job that pays like $13 an hour plus overtime or something like that. I'm just looking to make like back what I've spent. Like, that is kind of messing with my head, like knowing that at one point I had a savings account and like now that poof, you know? It just will go really, really quick. And I understand that money doesn't buy happiness, but at the same time, I can see where it can provide like a safety net sometimes. But I also see like how crazy our world is. Like, look at Extension, right? You know, he was murdered for $100,000. Nonsense, you know what I mean? Money doesn't buy happiness, man. But people are so addicted to drugs and just crazy narratives inside their own heads. They believe all the stories they tell themselves. You guys, I'm getting drained by my own narratives and this whole dynamic. I feel like I'm pouring my heart out here, and I feel like I always pour my heart out here, and like I never get back equally what I put out, you know. And I really struggle to communicate boundaries with people. Like, some people just don't know how to ask questions. Some people just like, you know, to assume their authority. Man, some of you have been sending like supplies that isn't on my wish list. And I've got mixed feelings about this, okay? Like, part of me is like, I cringe, because I'm like, no, I don't want any more material stuff, okay? But then another part of me is like, oh, thank you for getting a gift and thinking of me. And then, like, another part of me is like, man, like, I try to very specifically, exclusively choose what I really, really want to put on my wish list. And then, again, the agenda of cash is king right now. Like, there's some things that just I would have never bought or spent that much money on, and I do think like, wow, that would have paid the phone bill or half the phone bill or things like that, you know. I'm just like very like intellectual or just like conservative maybe in that way, of just like that I'm not like a person that just wants to mass use resources and just like consume. I'm big into production. Like, yeah, if I had millions of dollars, like, I would definitely build. I would tell you right now, I would love to build. I would love to build. I would love to build. I would love to have some land and to build multiple things, structures, community centers, things that like last for when I'm not here. it's just an idea, just because I feel like I would come up with some really great artistic concepts of like certain staircases and certain levels of development and sunrooms, and just have a lot of ideas. But coming from like where I came from, it's kind of hard to access giving yourself permission of having $100,000 in the bank, even though there may be like several people who are watching this right now who have easily $100,000 or more inside their bank account. And not that that's necessarily like the greatest thing in the world, or that it's like really that much safety. You understand? I've been in positions where like I had more money than I've ever had before, and I've been completely miserable. So, but I also see how miserable poverty can make you too, you know, when you're really stressed out, like, wow, can I really afford the rent? Or wow, I really spent way too much. Like, that can drive you nuts. That's why I've been saying, like, all you people who are pretending like you're actually into financial servitude, that's why I'm always like, send 1,000. Stop pretending, right? Send 10,000. I challenge you. How into it are you really? Or are you just into the idea of it? Or are you into topping from the bottom and feeling like you have something that the other person doesn't, and you like using that as a form of manipulation to get what you want? Only you know your true intentions. Now, people like Brat Mouse, I know that I should be working with privately. Like, I see what you're doing, and I'm very sensitive to the energy, so when you like speak with your actions, I understand in a way that like others don't understand. You would excessively benefit from a phone call or a private like conversation, or to like make an agreement that you join me on a live stream. That would be an option too, but private is probably best, especially on web camera, being able to read each other's facial expressions. I'm so like grouchy because I've been yakking. I've been talking about building these online portals for income and putting in all this work that's going to pay back to future Trina, where she doesn't have to exclusively rely on generating content, videos, pictures as a form of income. I would like to having additional sources of income. Not so much if-come, guaranteed income. And like, I'm interested in like basically being offered new opportunities. Like, maybe somebody needs like a motivator every week, and they can afford $100 a week, and then like what that means is every single day for $100 a week or whatever, I contact you and I motivate you and I give you personal words of encouragement towards what you need to do. And you tell me like what you're having a hard time doing and what you're gonna fight me on, and then like I'm your symbiotic relationship. I help you get through to you. Got a lot of options, and some things that I'm like, that I recognize are no price tag, you know. I can't just like pay this kind of person to be like me. Like, I'm just like, I just am the character that I am. So I can't necessarily like predict everything, and I won't say that I'm like a special snowflake and that if you don't hire me, there's no one like me. Like, I'm not gonna BS you on that either, you know what I mean? If I'm for you, you'll know. You'll give a shot. You'll be like, Trina, I'm gonna send you a donation. This is all I got. I'd love to have some of your personal time for my donation. This is what I want. Please, will you call me for 5 minutes? Can I hear your voice? Can I see your eyes? Or, you know, offers helps. Or like, oh, Trina, I really would love if you made a video of you shaving your head. I'll pay you $20,000. I'd be like, all right, I'll shave my head for $20,000. Let's do it. I don't know, there's a past me that said, no way, 20 grand, I'm not shaving my head. I don't know, man. You never know what kind of opportunities are going to present themselves. I just know that, like, of course, if someone's going to offer me $20,000 right now, and no, like, there's huge boundaries. Okay, I shouldn't have to narrate and fight you on your someone just wanted to give it to me, I would accept. Okay? Now, if you want a foot rub for it, or if you want me to kiss your butt, nope. Not gonna do it. Alright, I gotta stop being naughty. It's been 30 minutes. I love you. Take care of yourself. I'll be with you again sometime soon, okay? I'll have to do a live stream. It's calling me. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Take care of you. I gotta go. Peace.